What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Birds. We are back with some more waiver wire guys in fantasy basketball that you need to be looking at to adding to your team if available in your leagues. But most of these guys on this list will be available in most leagues, at least 40% of leagues availability. But let's hop into some guys in fantasy basketball we think you need to be adding to your team to help you make that playoff push. First guy on our list is going to be SHENGUN, the center for the Houston Rockets. Recent first-round pick for the Rockets. Some think he could have been a top 10 pick. Ended up going middle of the first round. However, he's now starting to get minutes in this Houston Rockets offense. Previously, coach did not want to play SHENGUN next to Christian Wood in the starting lineup, Wood being that starting center for the Houston Rockets. Yes, there's trade talks about Wood. Will he get dealt at the deadline? But even if Wood isn't dealt, SHENGUN's been playing alongside him. Wood likes playing alongside SHENGUN at the 5, so Wood can slide into that power forward type role. SHENGUN, a stretch 5 who plays good defense, athletic guy, blocks, steals, assists, rebounds. Guys, like he can do it all in all of these categories, especially if Christian Wood is to be traded. SHENGUN's going to step into a monster role for this team. However, he is starting to get the minutes, even with Wood on the team, like previously noted. So SHENGUN's a guy that we need to look to be adding in leads for the potential of a Wood trade, and even if not, a guy that could provide pretty helpful fantasy numbers if given the minutes, which we've been seeing over the last 3 to 4 games. SHENGUN, definitely a center I'm looking to stash on the end of my bench for a potential breakout post All-Star break, as this previous first-round pick looks to make his stamp on the NBA. Love to see some SHENGUN stretch 5, gets his blocks, gets his rebounds. SHENGUN, a guy we're looking to stash on our teams if available and if we have a free roster spot. Next guy on our list is going to be Daveon Mitchell for the Sacramento Kings. Point guard coming out of Baylor National Championship there. Daveon Mitchell has made a stamp on this Sacramento Kings team, being inserted as the point guard, shooting guard, along with Tyrese Halliburton, while De'Aaron Fox has been out, providing excellent numbers in the minutes he's been given, over 30 minutes a game the last 6 games, also 20 or more points in 5 of 6 games. Daveon Mitchell is putting the ball in the bucket with De'Aaron Fox out. If you believe De'Aaron Fox is going to be traded at the deadline, which has been speculated, Daveon Mitchell is a must roster player. Daveon Mitchell starting the rest of the season. If De'Aaron Fox is to be traded, he will be a very valuable fantasy asset going forward. The field goal attempts are there. The efficiency is decent. The defense is off the charts, steals, and he's going to score to provide that fantasy value in all sorts of leagues, categories, and points leagues. So if Daveon Mitchell is available and you certainly believe that De'Aaron Fox is on the move, definitely a guy you need to be adding. He will win fantasy leagues or help you get to the playoffs and win some leagues. Next guy we're looking at is Jaxson Hayes for the New Orleans Pelicans. Previously a bench player for this team, sitting behind Jonas Valanciunas, playing backup center, power forward minutes. However, with the recent injuries to Hernangomez and Josh Hart, placed in the starting lineup for this Pelicans team at the power forward position, and he is absolutely taken off with this. Former number 10 overall pick in the draft, so a lottery pick here out of Texas. Very raw athlete coming from college. However, he's starting to develop his jump shot, becoming a three-point presence, a defensive maniac in the paint, chase down blocks, great defense we saw in his last game against the Houston Rockets, and putting up 20 points plus with rebounds in this starting role. So if Jaxson Hayes is able to play the 4 for this New Orleans Pelicans team moving forward, and Josh Hart slides into that 3 role with Brandon Ingram, or even to the bench, Jaxson Hayes can provide some very, very good fantasy value in fantasy points leagues with points and rebounds at that 4 position, and even in category leagues if he's able to get those blocks, which we have seen as of late. Jaxson Hayes coming into his own for this Pelicans team. I am very impressed with his performance on both ends of the floor with his shooting and his defense. So if Jaxson Hayes and Willie Green's able to give Jaxson Hayes these minutes going forward that we've seen, definitely not guaranteed with Hernangomez and Josh Hart coming back. However, if he's able to get these minutes, Jaxson Hayes has done extremely well in this role and helped the Pelicans get back to a potential playoff position in the play-in tournament. So Jaxson Hayes definitely playing well for this Pelicans team in the starting lineup. So definitely an ability to remain in that unit once these guys come back. Hernan Gomez at the backup 5 position. He's currently playing the 4, but he also gets backup center minutes with Valanciunas out. So Jackson Hayes definitely keep a guy you want to keep an eye on just in case he continues this role going forward, because the previous couple of games he's put up excellent production for these Pelicans. Last guy on our list is going to be Sadiq Bay for the Detroit Pistons. Yes, he's been very consistent for a while, and he should have been added in most leagues. However, he's available in 45% of sleeper leagues, only about 35 in ESPN leagues, but he's still available in over 30% of leagues in almost every single format. So definitely a guy for the Detroit Pistons. If he should not be available, he should not have been available for multiple weeks. But if there's a chance, given the fact that he's available in over 40% of leagues most of the time, Sadiq Bay, definitely someone you got to get a hold of. Over 20 points through straight games. Dude's doing it for these Detroit Pistons. There's not much there alongside Cade Cunningham. So Sadiq Bay, definitely a guy, if available, you snag him. But as I previously stated, he really should not have been available. But these percentages do not lie. He is available in a lot of leagues. So go out and grab Sadiq Bay if he's still there and try to win your fantasy leagues. But that's going to wrap it up for 4 guys we want to be adding in fantasy basketball heading into the trade deadline week. We thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time with another episode of the Fantasy Birds.